Now, let's talk about the eligibility requirements for an Innovator Founder Visa. Here are the requirements you have to fulfill to obtain an Innovator Founder Visa successfully. You are at least 18 years old. You have an endorsement letter from an approved UK endorsing body that confirms that you are a fit and proper person to receive endorsement under the Innovator Founder route. The endorsing body has no concerns over the source of any funds invested into your business. The endorsing body has no reason to believe that you or your business may be the beneficiary of illicit or unexplained wealth. You have a business plan, and you either generated or made a significant contribution to the ideas in that business plan. You will have a day-to-day role in carrying out the business plan. You will have at least 2 contact point meetings with the endorsing body at regular intervals. You are either the sole founder or an instrumental member of the founding team, and you have an innovative, viable and scalable business venture. Your endorsement letter was issued not more than 3 months before the date of your Innovator Visa application. You are competent in the English language to at least CEFR Level B2, equivalent to IELTS 5.5 in reading, writing, listening and speaking. If you are outside the UK, or have been in the UK for less than 12 months, you have at least £1,270 to support yourself, plus £285 for a dependent partner, £315 for a first child and £200 for each additional child.
Now the investment requirements, as I say, has been removed, but the financial requirement remains. Really surprising how many people get in trouble with the financial requirement. You only need to show 1,270 plus the extra amounts if you're bringing your family, but it's got to be for 28 days, and you've got to follow the documentary requirements. Yeah, this is black and white. If you don't meet that requirement, if it dips even for a day, then your visa would be refused. Just to take the next point. Yeah, you need to show significant progress under your business plan. And this is really, it's unchanged, but this is what it's all going to be about now, and continue to be about. What progress have you made judged against the business plan that you originally put forward? And if you said anything super optimistic in that original business plan, then that could come back to haunt you. So I've got to be really careful about what goes in the initial business plan. Now, the next point, let's just have a look again on the investment requirement. It's removed, but now it's all about budgeting instead. So the fact that the 50k requirement has gone shouldn't kind of lull you into some idea that this is now super easy to get, or it's like the startup visa. No, I've seen this happen before in other visa routes. They're removing the requirements, right? But they're replacing it effectively with this a greater level of discretion in assessing whether this is actually affordable for you. What is it exactly that you want to do, and is it affordable? Do you have the capital requirements for it, and potentially the ongoing requirements, ongoing sort of cash requirements to run your business? So that's a super important point. I'd say that's the main point, in fact, and the main change is that in your business plan you will have to do a lot on costing and budgeting over the full period, not just a cash flow analysis. And not just profit and loss projected, but also full budgeting and working out where the money's coming from. And that connects with the next point, which is this is now all about due diligence, which it hasn't necessarily been, at least from the government's perspective, previously under the Innovator route. So under the Innovator Founder route, you can see here, it says that the endorsement letter has got to confirm that the applicant is considered a fit and proper person to receive endorsement, and the endorsing body has, quote, no concerns over the legitimacy of source of funds or modes of transfer of funds invested by the applicant into their endorsed business. So bear in mind here Russian sanctions, for example, or capital controls in China. Let's read on. The endorsing body has identified no reason to believe that the applicant or their endorsed business may be the beneficiary of illicit or otherwise unsatisfactorily explained wealth. So let me give you one important point here. Tax. If the overseas business has not paid tax or has paid less tax than it ought to have paid, this is relevant to this consideration here. So the endorsing body has got to be completely satisfied. That is definitely going to involve a more encompassing due diligence exercise, and the Home Office is going to apply its own checks as well. So you'd have the due diligence and effectively AML checks, but also the fit and proper person test really goes beyond even that. So you have that level of checks, and then you'll have the similar checks or follow-up checks conducted by the Home Office. And from the endorsing body's perspective, they've got to make sure that they don't miss up, because it's on them if they've stated in the endorsement letter that you're a fit and proper person, and it turns out on the Home Office's checks that you're not, for whatever reason. And then genuineness. The applicant must be a genuine innovator founder applicant. And this is where they actually have broader discretion. Now, fine, you don't need to have the 50k funds, but they have a broader discretion to say yes or no at the Home Office stage. Now, remember, I said in one of my recent videos that there was a refusal rate of around 44% in one of the recent quarters. So these are people who have been endorsed, but then refused at the Home Office stage. They've been endorsed for the Innovator Visa, and yet refused the Innovator Visa because although the endorsing body said yes, the Home Office said no. Then termination of the visa, going on this theme of the Home Office taking its own view. Entry clearance may be cancelled or permission cancelled where a holder fails to undergo a contact point with the endorsing body. So previously it was based on the endorsing body reporting. Now there's a stricter approach. Then just back to that point on due diligence and the Home Office making their own checks. Look, the entry clearance or permission may be cancelled if the decision maker has reason to believe that the applicant is or has been the subject of serious civil or criminal action. So not just criminal matters, but they've been sued in connection with, say, financial crime or misconduct, or disbarred from acting as a director, or disbarred from carrying out regulated financial activities in any country. So they'll be doing those kind of checks. And